Welcome to Wonderful Top 10. Let's watch Top 10 Best Action Korean Drama 2023. Number 10, Kingdom. Released in 2019, Kingdom is unlike the stereotype of what a Korean drama is and can be. Starring B.E. Doona, Ryu Seung-ryong, Kim Sang-ho, Kim Sung-kyu, Ju Ji-hoon, and Kim Hae-jun, Kingdom is a period horror show that takes place in 1500s Korea. In the midst of the Joseon era, the king contracts an illness. The prince, his son, tries to figure out what is wrong with his father. But when the entire kingdom comes down with this new disease, he needs to figure out what to do in order to save his people. Number 9. Lawless Lawyer. In Lawless Lawyer, Lee Joon-jia and SCU Yi-ji team up to portray two lawyers going against the grain of what is expected of them. Lee portrays Sang Pi-hael, a gangster who has somewhat changed his ways by becoming a lawyer. However, he's not afraid of using his fists whenever he thinks he needs to. After a lawyer SCU verbally goes after a judge in court, Sang Pi-hael decides to offer her a job, and she ends up agreeing to do so. Together, they plan to go after all the corrupt individuals in the Korean court system. Number 8. Healer. 3 individuals are brought together in order to find out the truth about an incident that happened in 1992. Back then, 5 friends were running a broadcast station pushing for democracy in a time when... Number 7. Mr. Sunshine. Mr. Sunshine is one of the most iconic Korean dramas to have been released so far, and for many, it is available to stream on platforms like Netflix. Lee Byung-hun leads the drama as a character who, in the early 1870s, was liberated from his position as a Joseon slave and immigrates to America. Years later, as an adult, he returns to Joseon as a soldier for the American army. He ends up falling in love with an aristocrat's daughter, Kim Tae-ri. But as the Japanese continue their efforts to colonize the peninsula, conflict is imminent. Number 6. W. A surgeon, Han Hyo-jeo, is the daughter of a famous webtoon creator. But one day, her father goes missing. She gets sucked into the world of his webtoon and saves the main character, Kang Jo-Leong-suk. But that has devastating consequences. Now forced to grapple 2 different worlds, things will get even more dangerous when the two fall in love and their worlds continue to increasingly merge. Number 5. My Name. Han So-hee portrays Yoon Ji-woo, who, after her father's untimely death, has a taste for revenge. She's brought into the folds of a crime organization, and the leader of it takes her in and trains her himself. Her biggest job has just been assigned. She needs to infiltrate the local police department's drug unit and be a mole. But when she becomes attached to her co-workers, it could spell the end for them all.
둘, 셋.
Number 4. Running for 6 episodes, DSB, is a Korean drama that offers critical insight into the lives of those conscripted in the Korean military. It is mandatory for men to enlist in the military due to the conflicts in the peninsula. And Yoon Ha-chae-in and Koo Kyo-hwan portray 2 individuals who are tasked with bringing back those who deserted the army. Many have their reasons, including depression and other mental health issues, but the series explores the journeys these 2 have to go through to bring these men back alive and intact. Number 3. Squid Game has become one of the biggest Korean television shows in the world, becoming a sleeper hit when it was released in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. The show imagines what would happen when a bunch of lower-income people are lured into a reality game show kind of situation. Except with a major twist. Those who lose the game are systematically killed one by one, and the main characters of the show want to desperately win the cash prize at the end. An unflinching look into a plethora of issues in contemporary Korean society, Squid Game is an incredible watch. Number 2. Bloodhounds came out in 2023 and only consists of 8 episodes, but its main characters make up for it in their energy. Woo Deo-hwan and Lee Sang-yi portray 2 young male boxers that get caught up in the world of crime and loan sharks after Woo's character's mother is convinced to sign a loan she could never pay back. The 2 utilize their boxing skills after being hired to protect Hyun-joo Kim Se-rin, but when they end up tangled in the wrong man's radar. Number 1. Vagabond. After his nephew was left an orphan, he decides to take him in. But when his nephew goes on a trip to Morocco, Do-gun is horrified to hear that a plane crash has occurred, and it's the flight his nephew was on. In order to gain closure, he travels to Morocco, but when he realizes it may not have been an accident, it causes him to partner up with an operative from the National Intelligence Service (BSUSI) to find out the truth.